Please, if you have a chance. Thank you, Mayor.
Anytime. We're going to get you to speak anyway.
Yeah, right? So it's not just my job, it's also your job to help drum up support. So tell me a little bit about these raffle tickets.
All right, if you want to win a 55-inch big screen, flat screen TV, then you can buy tickets for $10 a piece, or you get the bargain of 6 for $50.
Excellent. That's an extra bonus. All right. Well, I will help my very best to let everyone know about this. 6 for $50, and the 55-inch television, that's quite a value, right? If you win it. So, if you win that TV, what would be your favorite program to watch on television?
Oh my goodness. I'm terrible. I don't know. I can't think of one. What do you watch?
I watch soccer games usually. Soccer games. And YouTube.
I like drawing a plane.
Do you watch American Horror Story? No, you don't? That's too creepy for you? Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to someone winning that amazing television, so let's see what happens, right? You and I are in this together.
What is it called? The million pieces.
Wherever you want.
I'm not known for my TV ability. I watch a movie or a YouTube video or a soccer game, right? As soon as I sit down at nighttime, I fall right to sleep. I'm too busy, I suppose. But thank you so much. Everyone over here, anyone who want a raffle ticket, track her down because she's ready to rock and sell you the winner for sure. That's I should say a disclaimer. She's not necessarily going to give you the winner if you have the opportunity to win something. So please, 1 ticket for $10 or 6 tickets for $50. Hooray!
Alright, so, okay, see, I'm buying.
Right, and you're going to hear to the end, right? So I'm going to just go ahead and put these in and let you have that outside, because you don't need your name on it, right?
With our friends, Four Strings Attached. Four Strings Attached is an elite performing group comprised of children between the ages of 4 and 18 years old.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are Four Strings Attached. I am the director, Martin Lopez, and we are a not-for-profit organization. So why don't you give yourselves a round of applause for making it here safely. And luckily there's no snow, not yet. I don't want to speak too soon. Four Strings Attached has actually traveled. Our first tour was to Mexico, where we performed on national television and with various mariachis. Here's one piece that we performed out there. This one is called Cielito Lindo. In translation, beautiful sky.
It's my song. I used to sing that.
The performing group the following year had the opportunity to perform in Universal Studios in Disney World in Florida. And here's one particular piece that we performed out there. This one is called Over the Rainbow. Four Strings Attached, actually, the students are actually brought from the academy by the Martin Lopez Academy. And the Martin Lopez Academy trains the children as young as 3 years old. Tonight we don't have a 3-year-old, but we do have a little 4-year-old that will come on up and perform for you. How about a warm round of applause for our little violinists here. And what's your name? Ani, very good. And how old are you?
5.
Very nice. And what are you going to play for us?
Seesaw.
Seesaw, very nice. Okay, turn towards the audience.
Okay, Adi.
We also have another young violinist here, and I want to present him. Come on up. And what's your name?
Harrison.
Harrison. And how old are you, Harrison?
7.
7 years old. Would you like to do Twinkle for us? All right, ready? performing group last year had the opportunity to perform in Italy and beautiful churches. Here's one piece that we played out there. This one is called Amazing Grace.
They're phenomenal. Yes, I agree. Awesome. Is everyone enjoying the music? Thank you. Thank you. While we were in Italy, we also performed this piece. This one is called O Solo Mio.
The performing group also had the opportunity to perform in Tennessee. Anybody here from Tennessee? Anybody know where Tennessee is? Well, if you know Tennessee, you know that Vivaldi and Bach really don't do so well out there. So we had to teach the children some fiddle music. Here's one fun piece. This one is called Orange Blossom Special.
One, two, 1, 2.
One more time. Put your hands together.
much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. And we are Four Strings Attached. If you would like to follow us, we are on Facebook or fourstringsattached.org. We hope to see you again very, very soon. Thank you so much. One more applause for Four Strings Attached.
Executive Director. And also our board president, where is she at? Miss Nadine Johnson. Awesome.
I'm recording.
Okay.
All right. Beth has some prepared welcoming remarks for us, so sit back and enjoy.
Well, thank you all again for coming tonight. Hello to all my wonderful friends and the people that again are supporting Words on Wheels. Thank you to Four Strings Attached. Weren't they awesome? Wonderful. Thank you, Peggy, for figuring out how to get them here for us. Tonight, I really want to thank my committee, which really is made up of Peggy and Carol, with a little help from Heather and Beth and Nadine, but it's Carol and Peggy, and so thank you so much, you two. This couldn't happen without you. I also want to thank and recognize my wonderful board of directors. If there are board members here, please stand up and be acknowledged. Heather, Carol, okay, Cindy, Wayne, and we also have members in Arlene. Oh goodness. Anyways, members of our advisory board, which I don't use as much as I need to and will in the future, but we do have some advisory board members we'd really like to acknowledge. Okay, Jim McCullough, you want to stand up, Mac? Charlene Calabig or Charlene Quint, is Charlene still here? Oh, here she comes. Hey, Charlene. Peggy Drew, and I know she's changing from being Canton Hat to being back to normal soon. But thank you, and again, Marion Rodriguez as well is on our advisory board. And couldn't do it without him. Ready. The mission statement, Words on Wheels. This was drafted a long time ago, has barely been tweaked, but it still is what is the heart and the passion of what we do. We seek to enrich the lives and the futures of at-risk children, infants, and toddlers through the power of words by providing high-quality volunteers and using proven early childhood literacy tools. That is what we do. Thank you. Our next recognition tonight, I'm afraid, is in memory of someone who is very special and important to Words on Wheels, David Van Dam, and this is actually pictures from last year's gala here. He was taken by cancer in February, but this man was very supportive from the first idea and one of the first donors. This is him with his father and his brother-in-law, and we really, really miss him terribly. So thank you again, and rest in peace, David. Now, we'd like to show you a testimonial that was done this year. Patricia Jones from the Waukegan Township is going to say a few words here. So.
Hi, my name is Patricia Jones. I'm the Waukegan Township Supervisor, and I am humbled to have this opportunity to talk with you, to you, about WOW, Words on Wheels, created by its founder, Beth Ragsdale, has been an integral part of Waukegan Township and our facility, the Staven House, which accommodates women with children. So what we came to know about WOW is that it's inclusive of the family. So Beth and her volunteers, they engage in the participation of the mother with her child or her children. And not only are they given a book to read, but they read together. They come with all of these different opportunities to learn about the excitement of exploring something new, which comes from reading. And from reading, then it gives you another world, a different opportunity to think about something more global than just that environment upon which you are sitting in at that particular moment. So the parents, not only have we seen a different engagement, the mom is more engaged with the children. The older children are more engaged with the younger brother and sister. Therefore, we have a family unit that is really developing a sense of appreciation for reading, a sense of appreciation for literature and the arts. In addition to where they've come from reading, I can share with you the excitement in using the instruments. And the children were not exposed to this opportunity. So now, when they go to their respective schools, they are asking to join the band or asking if they can learn to play an instrument. So all of these things then encourages the youth, the younger children, then to get good grades because they're seeing results. They like the challenge. And I'm told from our director and from our children's advisor at the Statement House that once participating with WOW, when the kids get home, they are looking for their books. They're getting them off the shelves and they're wondering when they're going to get new ones. While they come to us the first Tuesday, I believe, of every month, and they can't wait until the good things are brought to them. So I just appreciate the opportunity to be involved in this very needed initiative. I appreciate its founder, Beth Ragsdale, and I would like to conclude by saying, from the hearts of the elected officials of Waukegan Township, the advisory council of the Statement House, our volunteer staff, but for most of all, on behalf of the children, the moms, we give a sincere shout out and a wow moment for making a difference and making a change in the lives of the least of these. Thank you.
Thank you again, Patricia Jones. That was very meaningful and appreciated by us. Our next recognition and award is to our Volunteer of the Year, Marian Rodriguez. Please come on up. Marian has also been a part of Words on Wheels since the very, very beginning. Not only is she an amazing photographer and taught Randy everything he knows, okay, and a marketing expert, we did ask her to help us with many of our initial events and marketing pieces. What some great memories. That little Luna was just a tiny baby when you took her first pictures. However, this lady is incredibly well connected. So she has served and been generous in volunteering for numerous, multiple nonprofits and organizations in Lake and Cook County. And this year, part of the reason for her being our Volunteer of the Year, she invited us to make a wonderful presentation to a women's group she belonged to called the Women's Business and Referral Network in Libertyville, which also then donated $250 to Words on Wheels. So her employer tonight, again, you will see CarStar has an amazing basket in the auction as well. So how do we thank you enough, Marion, for all you have done for us? Thank you again. And here is, again, some flowers. Oh, thank you. We love you. Say anything?
Beth's correct. I do volunteer a lot, and I do volunteer a lot with at-risk kids, both in Lake County and Cook County. Those kids out there really need our support, so thank you for coming, but please go back to the tables, donate, go to the Giving Tree. Seriously, these kids need us. I do a lot on the south side, on the west side of Chicago. It's bad everywhere. I've done it with Mayor Rockingham in North Chicago. These kids need to hear our words, our song, the bubbles. I mean, everything this organization does is for the kids. So tonight, remember that. And again, please come up to the table and place one more bid, please. Oh, they want us to come out.
Take some photos. She also is a dog lover.
Okay, good.
Next will be a thank you to a retiring board member. Patrick is not with us tonight, but Patrick Toto, who had been with the Waukegan Public Library and ran the children's program there, so it was a perfect match. Did have to retire and resign from the board, but thank you again for your service, Patrick, because we and we could use some new board members in Glen, so yeah, good recall. Next, we have a testimonial from Pat Davenport from A Safe Place.
Hello, my name is Pat Davenport and I am the CEO of A Safe Place. A Safe Place is the only organization in Lake County that is solely dedicated to domestic violence. What many people don't realize is that children are often the lost voices in domestic violence, and they have to go where they are taken. And the opportunity came to me about 6 years ago when I met Beth Ragsdale, who was trying to start Words on Wheels at that point in time. And I became fascinated with the concept of what she wanted to do. Because children that witness violence are often impacted very seriously with PTSD, and learning stops many times in the process due to the trauma that they experience. So when Beth brought up to me the concept of Words and Wheels and helping children learn through play, which is so age developmentally appropriate to do that, I felt this was the answer to what I was looking for with our kids. To give you an idea, it is a safe place with our 40 apartments. We have 40 head of households, but we have 110 kids that reside there. So that goes to show you the tremendous need that exists to help children. Words on Wheels has now been coming to A Safe Place in about 4 years, and what I can tell you that I see in our kids is their ability to be children and their ability to learn, and seeing kids singing and reading, identifying things that otherwise they would have never been able to do.
we've reached the next section of our agenda this evening, and we're going to welcome Sarah Roston, who is the Director of Pediatric Interactions and founder of Weebits, to be our guest speaker for this evening. So let's give a round of applause to Ms. Sarah Roston.
Thanks. And thank you to Words on Wheels for asking me to come and be a part of this evening. It's a very special event, and I can appreciate all the hard work that you guys have put into tonight's event. So my name is Sarah Roston. I am a speech therapist by trade. I definitely understand and appreciate the benefits of reading books to children. Infants as young as 3 to 6 months old start to look at pictures, and we should be reading to them early on. And programs like this reinforce that. Studies found that children who are read to early as infants and toddlers, they have stronger vocabulary, and these children have better early literacy skills like reading or like rhyming that's necessary for reading. I also understand and appreciate the importance of talking and playing and singing to children that develops skills like turn taking and conversation. It's social skills. It's emotional awareness. It works both sides of the brain. It helps with gestures and motor development and visual spatial. But as a parent of a child who was born premature, I definitely understand the risk for children with developmental delays and who are at risk for developmental delays. As I was a professional, I understood and I knew the importance of early intervention and of opportunities like reading to your children and doing other programs and what that could do for children. I founded Weebits, which we provide parent education with programs like singing and signing, infant massage. We partnered with Waukegan Library to do We Talk, and we provided parent education programs for teens. And so we were introduced to Words on Wheel in 2015. I was introduced because of my professional and my non-for-profit experience, as well as mine and Beth's same love for children and our passion to help each other as professionals. Words on Wheels has always amazed me. They've been able to provide a service that fosters the underserved population. They give children that early chance, and they reach them before the school age, which is so important. I love that Words on Wheels brings bubbles and books and instruments and puppets to engage the kids. Those are so many of my favorite toys as a therapist and a parent. Beth, you are a connector. You've invited people from Vista and your other networks to my own foundation's fundraisers. You've introduced partners to families who needed parenting classes and who we could provide developmental services. You've shared your resources, and we have been able to connect each other with services like Rust-Oleum and other fundraising opportunities that help support your site visits. It's my honor to donate Weebits' final funds as we dissolve our program to Words on Wheels, because I love what you guys do and I find it so valuable, and to continue our mission to help the families who are children at risk. Beth, it's hard to find volunteers, and you've done a great job, and you go to where the children are in need. I encourage you all here to get involved. Become a coach, volunteer, go and do site visits, get on the floor and play with those kids. It's so rewarding. Help with community outreach. Let other families know about the services that they offer and how they can get involved. Help connect Words on Wheels to other like-minded businesses that can support them as sponsors. So Beth, when I retire, I want to have the continued energy, passion, and commitment to the families that you have. I love how you've been touched and motivated by your grandchildren, your nieces, and your nephews, and I wish you and Words on Wheels much continued success.
That's amazing. Very humbling at the same moment. Next, our guest speaker is Peggy Talbot, who is the board treasurer of Beacon Place.
Wow, that's a lot of emotion to follow there. But I think probably a perfect example of what fills this room. You know, as I look around, you see a room full of people who are here because they want to make sure every young child has a chance to see a world of possibilities that opens up through words. Words that give you a dream, that build an idea and give hope. My name's Peggy, and as David mentioned, I'm a part of Beacon Place, which is one of the partner organizations that benefits from Words on Wheels. So I get the chance to be here as an example of the impact. For those of you who aren't familiar, we're an organization here in Waukegan that's about 5.5 years old. So we just kind of follow Words on Wheels. We're just a little bit younger. And we have a community center just south of Belvedere with programs for kids and families. We have education programs, we have community activities, but one of our largest programs is a summer lunch program. 100% of the kids in our neighborhood rely on that free breakfast and lunch they get at school. So summer hits and that ends. They come to us a couple of days a week and enjoy a free lunch and an afternoon of good old-fashioned summer fun. Day camp that includes sports and crafts and games and all kinds of activities. And while the kids who are kindergarten through 8th grade enjoy that, they walk to Beacon Place with their moms and their grandmothers and their aunts, and lots of times their little siblings. Those children are too young to participate in our programs. But while the moms are there, we learned early on that we needed to have a program for them too. Things that would give those parents ideas, information about nutrition or community activities, or parenting ideas. But when you're balancing 3 little ones on your lap and in a stroller and juggling things, sometimes it's hard to get as much out of that as you might like. 2 years ago, in walked Words on Wheels, inside the picket fence that surrounds our community center. And from there on out, things were different. What they brought was not just care for the little ones so the moms and grandmas could engage, but what they brought was modeling. It was they got down on the blankets and were reading aloud or playing games or singing or laughing. They earned the trust of the moms, they earned the trust of the kids, and they showed some of those parents things they could bring back home and do with their own kids. How counting and organizing and sequencing and pointing out and playing with bubbles can all be things that help develop the skills in a young child that are the building blocks. So we are one of those organizations that gets the benefit of everything you're doing here tonight. Everything that Beth and her team and all those special volunteers that follow along and log those 11,000 miles that they put in. We're the people who get that. I wish I could share with you the images, and we have 1 million photos of the volunteers on the blankets with those little guys, but there's one that sticks out with me. We had a little boy who came with his family starting about 3 years ago, little Maurizio, who is now 5 years old. He has Down syndrome. When he first came, couldn't walk. He now walks, and through some of the things that Beth and her team have done, has opened up. He, is the first one to the blanket when they arrive, can't wait for the activities that they have. His world opened up because people cared. And I think, when you asked everyone to take one more pass along the silent auction line, it's Maurizio that wins. You might walk out of here, as we were joking before, having won the the basket of your choice. But really it's Maurizio that wins. So don't ever think that, one small impact doesn't have a huge outcome. As we always think about, it's that brilliant ripple effect. And, it might start here tonight and land with some young child somewhere throughout this year that you have no idea how that one individual child is going to take that introduction to words, turn it into an idea, create a dream, and have hope. So Beth, everyone, thank you for the gift that you give. It's well beyond what we get to share here tonight. Know that it's impacting so many people all throughout the year. So thank you.
That was one amazing gesture followed by an amazing endorsement. So thank you so much, Peggy. That is fantastic, and that's an amazing statement. Supporting Maurizio and children like him is probably our mission as adults. People were reminding me that it is our responsibility to inspire and empower young people, and at every turn, I believe all of you here tonight, seated and supporting elsewhere, are doing that by just being here. So I'm going to make a couple of additional announcements, and that is food is still available over there at the carving station with roast beef and turkey, of course. And also, on top of the amazing gifts assembled here behind us on the silent auction table, we have right across from us here at the DJ booth the giving tree, and some items at the giving tree include my favorite, that's the parachute for $40. I don't know, I like jumping out of planes perhaps, but it's for the Ripples and Waves game at the grade school level. So you can pick things off the giving tree, make a nice little donation there, put your envelope in the box, and also let's not forget, we have the prize drawn for the 55-inch television, the Ultra HD television that is an LG version. That is brought to you by, of course, our friends at Grand Appliance. They're $10 a ticket, or 6 for $50. Wanted to also give you one more thing before we start the music again, and you can talk amongst yourselves, that the tables will close at 9 p.m. sharp. So come on up, mingle, peruse the selections, and keep enjoying your great time.